I was watching one of your videos. You were talking about how you made your first million. And so can you kind of tell our audience, share just a small piece of that story of how you made your first $1 million?
I think the interesting thing, man, is about who you get around will define what's significant or not. So I was raised in the smallest state in the country, Rhode Island, and I was raised in the smallest city in that state, which was my city was 1 square mile. So from one end to the other end, you jog a mile, you're out of the city. So one gas station that I remember, high school or two, and that was really about it, and a bunch of homes, and full of drug dealers, gang members, violence, so on and so forth. And at that time, to make six figures, I mean, still to this day, to make six figures is like a huge, huge thing. So at 19 years old, I was working for some guy who owned a bunch of cell phone stores. I said, I was a manager at one of his stores. He had 10 stores, so he wasn't like too big where he had 100 or 200. Now he is that big, but he wasn't too big that I didn't have access, but he was large enough that he had enough experience. So because I worked under him for quite some time, about a year and a half, I learned the ropes of how to run and operate, manage, hire, fire, retrain, train, how to greet, how to qualify, how to sell, how to present, how to close. Like I learned how to run and operate the cell phone business. And at that time, it was Metro PCS, and at that time, Metro PCS was being acquired by T-Mobile, so it was early on. And I saw the growth of his business, and I said, hey, I want to grow my own. And my friend suggested that I open up my own cell phone store. Super scared to do it, but I did it anyway. My first month, I couldn't pay rent. So I went back to my old boss, and I said, hey, will you mentor me? Show me the game, show me the ropes on how to run my business. Within my first 5 months after that, I banked $100,000. So I had 100 grand in the bank. And I was just 20 at this time. Then I was at my store, and I wrote on my notepad, I want to make $1 million. 3 weeks later, I get an opportunity to grow the location, to go to my second location. It was a mall. I go to the mall, and the guy's like, hey, $16,000 for rent for this location. But it was in a prominent area. It was on the third floor. It was a little kiosk that I would have on the third floor of the food court of this mall, where no one in their right mind want to spend $16,000. But I took the opportunity, and I that was before payroll, before everything else. So I took the opportunity, I did it anyway. And after doing that, business was so great, I opened up a second kiosk right in front of the Apple store in that same mall. So I'm on the third floor, and I'm on the first floor right in front of Apple. Apple was another prominent location that cost $16,000. Everywhere around it, you're paying 10, you're paying 11, you're paying 12. But right in these two prime spots, the food court, and then right in front of the Apple store, where a bunch of people will go buy cell phones. So I took those two locations. I'm paying $32,000 in rent. And before payroll, before any of that, I put staff members, and I just hustle. We're out there hustling. Hey, can I get you to come and get a phone? What phone do you have? I'll take their phone, put it in my pocket, and I'll show them our new latest device. Boom. And at this time, I'm 21 years old. I get another opportunity to open up another location. So I'm at 4 locations at this point. By the end of that year, 2015, I made my first $1 million.
Wow. And so it sounds to me, Andy, like you are you're the epitome of hustle, man. I mean, you are a hustler. You're something inside of your DNA says, I'm going to make it. I'm going to do something big with my life. I'm going to be successful at something. I'm going to make millions of dollars. And then all of a sudden you decided, hey, look, I've done it. Now you have a story you can tell. And now you have the ability to go out and teach it to other people. And is that kind of what got you thinking about doing these events and, obviously talking to real estate centers and all these different car dealerships and things like that? Is this kind of why you thought about doing this?
Yeah.
Because why didn't you just keep selling? If you're making millions, why didn't you just keep selling and just keep doing that?
Well, so in my book, I wrote a book called No More Average, and one of the things that happened to me was, I think what helped me grow and expand was, it wasn't really the money, it was the fact that I felt like I was changing my environment. I have friends that are doing pretty much life in prison right now that I grew up with. I have friends who are no longer alive, the whole 9 yards, and I thought like I was like an angel sent on earth right now to go ahead and change this environment for like I got family living in there. I got family living there. I would lay in bed at night, and I would be really nervous. I'm talking about an 11-year-old kid. I'm thinking like, I shouldn't be too close to the window because a bullet might go through my window. Like, this is the thoughts that I'm having at 11 years old. Celebrating my 12th birthday. I'm like, damn, dude, tomorrow, man, I hope I make it. This is the mindset. And so I thought at this age, at 19, I'm like, okay, this is the time I can do something about this now. I'm running a business. So I was growing and I was expanding and I was experiencing this tremendous amount of fear with expansion, growing, sales, money, and I thought I was changing my environment. And then my right-hand man, who I opened up the business with, because I was frustrated one day, and I said to him, look, man, I feel like people just don't care about their growth. I'm doing the work to get them in here. We're listening to Les Brown. So one of the things at all our sales meetings, I had 14 employees. So we're all listening to Les Brown on our headsets, thinking about success, progression, growth. And then one of the things that he told me, my right-hand man, when I opened the cell phone store, he said, Andy, do you know that some people just come here for a paycheck? Like, they applied for a job, they got a job, they're working for a job. And you're over here doing this motivational speeches to everyone, and they listen to you because you're the boss, but they don't really give a damn. And I was like, what? It was so foreign to me. I did not believe that. So that company's name was Progression Wireless, and that because I thought I was going to progress people. So when I found that out, I did a little survey, and I found out that was true. And that kind of fucked me up mentally to the point where I just said, look, I actually want out. I want to be around people who want to grow. So that's when I thought becoming a motivational speaker would be the right way to go about doing it. So I became a motivational speaker working with Les. But what I found out, motivational speakers really, unless you have a huge name, you're not making money motivating people, especially with YouTube nowadays. Like, you're not making money motivating people. So what I discovered is that the skill set of marketing came across subconsciously when I was forced to fill up a seminar room and get people to purchase with their money with a specific deadline. So that was marketing. To get hundreds of people, and I'm solely responsible for this, to get hundreds of people to pay and to get them to leave work, leave their family, leave their kids, leave their husband, leave their wives, come here to a specific day. That same skill set is what gets people to buy clips. That same skill set is what gets people to buy phones. That same skill set is what gets people to buy your products or your services. And that's where digital marketing came from. I had to master digital marketing to hit my first goal, which was filling up our seminar rooms. And that is the best way to look. So when you see someone like Grant Cardone, his background came from filling up seminar rooms. His marketing skills 100% came from filling up seminar rooms. He took that skill set and now applied it to different products and services.
Thank you for watching our short clips on Alonzo Academy. If you'd like to watch the next short clip, click here. If you'd like to watch the entire podcast, click here.